Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for January 14th. We are looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair first. Yesterday's trade, I am on the hour time frame. We looked at shorting off of the break here. We were able to exit for 17 pips worth of profit here. Of course, then the market turned around and moved higher, but luckily we were out at a good price before it turned around. Just from a pip standpoint to show you what that looks like. About a 17, 16 pip move there that we were able to take advantage of. So a quick little scalp there. Now, what are we looking for this next session? Well, if you go to the US Swiss, go to the day time frame, I've drawn a trend line, and you can see that it's been touched several times. We have 1, 2, almost 3 there. 4, and it's kind of skirted along several of the session's highs here. Basically, what I'm looking for is a move to the upside on the day time frame during today's session. I'd like to see it move up to here, which is about a 45 pip move. If that's the case, at that point, I'm going to look to sell and use this high as my stop loss and look for it to come back down to this area. And just to kind of show you from a pip standpoint what that looks like, this counter trend trade, looking to short here, risking about 42 pips to the upside, and then looking to exit at 126 pips into profit. So definitely a good risk to reward, about 2 to 3 times my risk overall. So that's what I'm looking to do in the US Swiss. So draw your trend line, look for it to move up to this point, and then look to sell. This is a counter trend trade. If you don't like counter trends, well, then you won't, of course, be a part of this one. But nonetheless, counter trend moves can be extremely profitable if you know what you're doing, and that's what we're looking for during this next session. Now, as far as news announcements go, we have quite a few, so let me run through them. At 2 a.m. Eastern, we have the German Consumer Price Index being released for December. Consensus is it's held at 2.1%. Then we have a little bit later the GDP, the German GDP for last year at 3 a.m. Eastern. They're showing a pretty sizable drop from 3.0% down to 0.8%. Then at 4:30 a.m. Eastern, we have Consumer Price Index for the pound being released for December, showing a hold at 2.7%. And then we also have the U.S. advanced retail sales for December being released at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Consensus on that is that it's dropped slightly from 0.3% down to 0.2%. Then also at 8:30 we have the Producers Price Index for December for the U.S. showing a hold at 1.5%. Okay, well that pretty much wraps that up. As far as news announcements for tomorrow, let's take a look at our ranges, starting with the U.S.-Japanese yen pair for this next session. We're looking for it to go up, potentially hit some resistance around 90.00, possibly moving down, hitting support around 88.50. Now the Euro-USD pair, this pair moved higher. If you noticed, opened on its low of the day and pushed up from there. Look for some resistance around 134.05, possibly hitting support around 133.05. Now the pound-US dollar pair closed lower during this last session. Overall, moving sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 161.96, possibly down to 59.90. Look for some resistance around 161.50 and look for some support around 160.25. Now the US Swiss, I already talked about this one, but from a range perspective, look for it to potentially go as high as 193.05, possibly as low as 0.9084. Look for some resistance to the upside around 0.9225. and look for some support around 0.9175. Well, that pretty much wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.